Death is one of life's only certainties, yet it remains a subject that often frightens and intrigues families. What many people don't realize is that those who spend their lives in hospice care, the nurses and caregivers who walk beside the dying, have witnessed certain patterns and changes that occur before an elderly person passes away. These aren't superstitions or myths, but natural signs that appear as the body prepares for its final moments. For families and loved ones, understanding these signs is not about fostering fear. It's about gaining the knowledge to better support, comfort, and honor the person you love. Hospice nurses, with years of experience and countless moments at a patient's bedside, say that 5 specific signs almost always appear before an elderly person dies. This isn't meant to alarm or cause anguish, but to help you recognize and understand what might be happening. Too often, families feel lost when subtle changes arise. They may miss these moments or struggle to make sense of them. By knowing what to expect, you can be present when it matters most, creating a space of compassion, love, and understanding. These changes aren't coincidences, nor are they to be feared. They're part of the natural process of transitioning from life to death. While knowing these signs won't stop death from coming, it can help you and your loved one walk this path with more grace and serenity. In the final hours or days of life, an elderly person's body and spirit shift in ways that hospice nurses have come to recognize. Understanding these changes can transform a moment of fear into an opportunity for deep connection and remembrance. It allows families to create a space where their loved one feels safe, embraced, and cherished until the very end. Remember, this is not about accepting death as defeat. It's about honoring life until its very last breath. It's about replacing fear and uncertainty with understanding and compassion. It's about making sure that when that final moment arrives, your loved one is surrounded by the warmth and comfort they deserve. So, if you're caring for an elderly parent, grandparent, or anyone nearing the end of life, or if you simply want to be prepared for the future, this message is for you. Stay with me until the end, and I'll walk you through the 5 signs that hospice nurses say almost always appear before an elderly person passes away. First sign: increased sleep and moments of lethargy. One of the first signs noticed by hospice nurses before an elderly person passes away is a significant increase in sleep and moments of lethargy. In the final days and hours of life, many seniors spend more time sleeping than awake. This is not simply a sign of tiredness or laziness. It is a natural physiological shift in the body, which is starting to slow down all of its vital functions. Blood pressure begins to drop, the heart beats more slowly, and metabolism decreases. The body is conserving energy for its vital needs. And as a result, the person appears sleepier and more distant. When they do wake up, they may seem disoriented or less responsive, but this doesn't mean they aren't aware of their surroundings or unable to sense the presence of those who love them. Although this state of lethargy can be frightening for families, it doesn't mean the person is suffering. It is a natural way for the body to prepare itself for the final transition, providing a sense of calm and preserving strength by avoiding unnecessary effort. At this point, what truly matters is offering comfort, affection, and a quiet, loving presence, so the person feels they are not alone. If you're following along and understand how important it is to recognize these signs to better support a loved one, type 1 in the comments to show you're with me, and give this video a like to keep receiving more content like this. Second sign, changes in breathing and heartbeat. Another very common sign that hospice nurses notice in the final days or hours of an elderly person's life is a shift in breathing patterns and heart rate. This is a natural part of the process when the body begins to slow down and conserve energy for its most vital functions. Breathing can become irregular, sometimes more shallow, and often with longer pauses between each breath. At times, you might notice moments where the breathing becomes deeper and faster, and then suddenly calmer and slower. These changes are not a sign of pain or distress, but rather a way for the body to find its balance and make its final transition. The heart also goes through a quiet shift. Its beats may become slower and weaker, allowing the body to circulate blood more gently. This is a natural and intelligent process, a rhythm that allows the body to slowly and peacefully power down, making space for rest and release, although it can be difficult for families and loved ones to witness. It's important to understand that these changes don't necessarily mean suffering. They are a sign that the body is entering its final chapter with as much serenity and grace as it can. At this delicate moment, words aren't always needed. What truly matters is a quiet, loving presence, holding a hand, offering a soft touch, or simply being there. These gestures can help the person feel safe, cherished, and at peace until the very end. If you understand the importance of recognizing and honoring this sign, type 2 in the comments to show you're with me on this journey, and give this video a like to help more people learn how to support their loved ones with compassion and understanding until the very last moment. Third sign, gradual loss of interest in food and drink, one of the most common and telling signs in the final days or hours of an elderly person's life is a gradual and sometimes complete loss of interest in food and drink. Hospice nurses often explain that this doesn't mean the person no longer needs care or affection. It's simply the body entering a phase of slowing down, preserving energy, and focusing only on its vital needs. At this point, the digestive system becomes less active. The body finds it harder to process food and liquids, and as a result, many elderly people no longer feel hungry or thirsty. They may no longer ask for meals or may even refuse small sips of water. This is not a conscious choice, but a natural and protective response from the body, allowing it to save its strength for the moments that matter most. Although this can be very painful for families to witness, it doesn't necessarily mean the person is suffering. In fact, in many cases, the person no longer feels strong thirst or hunger at all. Trying to force food or drinks can sometimes cause more discomfort than comfort. At this delicate moment, what truly matters is not trying to feed, but offering loving and simple gestures like moistening the person's lips, using a damp cloth to soothe a dry mouth, and being present with quiet warmth and compassion. Your presence and gentle touch become more valuable than any food or drink. The sound of a whisper, the warmth of a hand, or the comfort of a serene space can help make this transition more peaceful and sacred. In the end, it's not food or water that supports the soul, but the love and care of those who stand beside it until the very last breath. If you understand and honor the significance of this sign, type 3 in the comments to show you're with me on this journey, and give this video a like to help more people learn how to offer love, comfort, and dignity until the very end. Fourth sign, confusion, restlessness, or moments of hallucination, one of the most common and at the same time Most puzzling signs in the final stages of an elderly person's life are changes in their state of consciousness. In the days or hours before passing, many seniors experience moments of confusion, seem disoriented, or become more restless than usual. Sometimes they may even have visual or auditory hallucinations, mentioning people or situations that don't seem to belong to the present. While this can be frightening for family members, it's important to understand that this is not a new illness or intense pain, but a natural manifestation of the brain and nervous system as the body begins to shut down. The brain's metabolism undergoes significant changes, leading to altered perceptions of reality. It's not uncommon, for example, for the person to say they see or talk to loved ones who have already passed, or describe images and sounds that others nearby cannot perceive. These moments should not be dismissed as meaningless hallucinations, but rather recognized as a sensitive and mysterious stage in the dying process. Hospice nurses explain that many seniors seem to receive a kind of spiritual or psychic comfort during this phase, a preparation for what is to come. If you are with your loved one during these moments, avoid contradicting or correcting them harshly. Do not try to forcibly bring them back to reality. Instead, listen with kindness and calm, hold their hand, and reassure them that they are not alone. Your loving and peaceful presence can help turn what might be a frightening experience into a more gentle and humane transition. If you understand and respect the importance of this sign, type 4 in the comments to show you're with me on this journey. And give this video a like to keep learning how to offer love and care until the very last moment. Fifth sign: withdrawal and detachment from people and surroundings. The final sign that hospice nurses say they almost always observe before an elderly person passes away is emotional withdrawal and detachment from the surroundings. In the last hours or days of life, the person often begins to pull away from interactions, seems less interested in those around them, and shows a tendency to disconnect from the environment. This behavior can be mistaken for sadness or even rejection, but it is actually a natural process of the body and mind preparing for the final transition. The person starts to turn inward, focusing more on their own inner world and what lies ahead, as if quietly reviewing their life or saying a silent goodbye. Hospice nurses explain that this stage is important for the person to find peace and tranquility. They no longer need external contact to feel safe and comfortable because they are becoming more connected to their inner self. For those nearby, the best approach is to respect this moment, avoid pushing for conversation or stimulation, and offer a calm and respectful presence. Instead of trying to bring the person back out of this state, offer silence, kindness, and companionship. Simply being there, even without words, is a profound act of love that helps make this passage lighter and more peaceful. If you understand the importance of this final sign, type 5 in the comments to show you're with me on this journey. And give this video a like to keep learning how to offer care and love until the very last moment. We've reached the end of this very special video, where we learn together the 5 signs hospice nurses always notice before an elderly person passes away. Recognizing these moments is a way of showing respect, love, and deep care for those we cherish. Remember, being present in body and soul, with patience and kindness, makes all the difference for someone going through this transition. We may not always be able to change what is happening, but we can choose how to stand by their side, offering comfort and dignity. If you are going through this now, or want to be prepared for when the time comes, know that your love and attention are the greatest gifts anyone can receive. Don't be afraid to come close. Look into their eyes. Hold their hand. These gestures create lasting memories and bring peace. Now I want to know from you, which of these signs stood out most to you? Or which have you witnessed? Leave a comment with the number of the sign that touched you the most. I'd love to read and respond to you. Don't forget to give this video a like to support our channel and help more people understand and embrace this delicate stage of life. If you're not subscribed yet, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos full of important information like this. Thank you so much for being here with me. May peace, love, and serenity always be present in your life and in the lives of those you love. See you in the next video.